Hello, everybody. Welcome to Double Harvest Homestead. Just kind of wanted to jump on here and make a quick video and talk about food security. Kind of show a little bit about what we're doing to make sure we got plenty to eat, because I love to eat. Let me take you in here and show you what we got going on in here to build our food security. Over here, we got us a stainless steel rack that we probably purchased at Sam's or Costco. I can't really remember. And we got some grow lights from Lowe's, and we put this together. Got our plants growing in here. And what we do, I can show you one of these right here. We put 3 seeds in a pot. And that way, if the germination rate's not good, at least we get one plant out of it. But lo and behold, it looks like our germination rate's getting pretty close to 100%. So what we do is when they start getting tall like these up here and start, reaching to touch that grow light, it's time to get them transplanted to their own pot. So then we'd take them and transplant them to a pot, and then we'd take them outside and put them in the greenhouse. And right now here in the foothills of the Ozarks of Arkansas, today's like March the 20th, and our last frost date is going to be around April the 4th. So it's good to have these either inside the house growing or in that greenhouse till that frost date's over. That way you're definitely not going to kill your crop. And right now, we've got about 900 plants growing, which that's going to make a real good garden with a lot of vegetables for food security. Let me take you outside and show you what we got going on out there at the greenhouse. Yeah, today we got us a pretty nice day out here in the foothills. Let's go out here and let me show you what we got going on. There's our first garden patch we're doing right there. Today we actually got out here and put down 150 pounds of lime. What we do is we send samples off to the University of Arkansas. They test it for you for free, and they'll tell you what you're lacking. And it looks like really the main thing we're lacking was lime. So that wasn't no easy job because we didn't use a spreader. We got out here with scoops and bags and did it by hand. But this right here is our first patch we're going to grow. And back here, that's our second patch we're going to grow. But with this first patch right here, over here, our living room windows faces this first patch. And that way, we can get up in the morning or in the evening, we can look out those living room windows and look out here at this patch. And what we're going to do is we're going to make all the rows where we can look down them from the living room, kind of keep an eye on the garden. There's all kind of pesky creatures out here in the country. And the deer, there's a lot of deer out here, and they eat your garden up. I think we're probably going to have to build us some scarecrows or something. But on this first patch, we're going to do a lot of acidic plants like tomatoes and peppers and bell peppers and cucumbers and squash and zucchini and that kind of stuff. And on that back patch back there, we're going to do a lot of direct sow stuff. Like I said, we got about 900 plants growing already. And then we're going to have the direct sow on top of that. And we're going to do us some potatoes and onions and garlic and peas and beans. And we even thought about doing some corn way back there in the back by itself. And we like that peaches and cream corn. The only thing is, man, that's going to really drive them deer up in here. But we're thinking maybe they'll eat on that corn patch and leave the rest of the garden alone. Let me take you guys over here and show you what we got going on in the greenhouse. Like I was saying, We try to grow, 3 plants in each pot. Then when they start touching that grow light, then we get them in their own pot, bring them out here and put them in the greenhouse. Here in the Ozarks, the foothills of the Ozarks, our last frost date should be April the 4th. But tonight, we're supposed to have a frost event that's going to last a few hours. So we definitely need to get these plants protected. And usually a greenhouse will stay about 5 degrees warmer than the outside. And it's supposed to get down to 29 tonight. So 29 plus 5 is 34. So I think they're going to be okay for a few hours. We thought about putting a heater in here, but I think if it's going to be a few days frost, then maybe we might do that. But as you can see, we got pretty good bit of good vegetables growing in here. We try to put a label on each pot, which takes time to do, to make sure we stay organized when we get them to the garden to plant them. We don't want to get a lot of surprises here and there. And this right here, this is some food security right here. Here's something else that's a good idea, for all you folks that, that aren't living out in the country and are able to grow a massive amount of food, and you live in the city. Even if you live in an apartment and you got just a balcony, you can get these food grade buckets right here. They come from Firehouse Subs. And I'll tell you a funny story. My wife and I, like on Saturday morning, we'd get up and there was about 5 Firehouse Subs in the Memphis area where we lived. And we'd just take a trip, drive by every one of them and buy whatever buckets they had. They only cost $3 a piece, no tax. Even come with a lid with a seal if you want to put some more food, like some rice or something stored in them. But they're real good buckets to plant you some stuff in there. You just drill you about 4 holes around the bottom so it'll drain good. And you can plant just about everything in there. Even potatoes will grow real good inside of them. And just leave them out there. We put them out on our back patio of our rental house after we sold our house. And we had so many tomatoes grow, we was able to can just right out of those buckets. They produced enough to can and put away. This greenhouse right here, believe it or not, we bought it off a marketplace for $100. This lady had just bought her a house in the Memphis area and she wanted to get rid of it. She said, I don't have a green thumb, and just wanted it out of there as quick as possible. And we was glad to get it. And we was living in a rental house at the time, and we needed to get it home fast. And we loaded it on the pickup truck, almost complete, and hauled it about 6 miles, I guess, through the city. And that was a fun trip. Got it home, took it apart, put it in a box, and stuck it in a storage unit for almost a year. And I tell you what, when we got it out here, started putting it together, man, it was a bugger to put together. We had no instructions. Well, food security is very important. And, I realize not everybody's going to be able to afford to buy some land out in the country like this, which, we were there for years. We were suburban gardeners for about 22 years. And the Lord blessed us to be able to sell our home while the market was up and be able to get enough money to come out here and get this little, what we call a piece of paradise in the foothills of the Ozarks of Arkansas. And food security is real important no matter where you live. With what's going on in the world today, it's not just other countries that are having trouble with food, but it could even happen here in the United States. We got this election coming up here in 2024, and we've already seen a lot of things going on, like the fires in Texas. And they say that's the biggest fire in history for the whole United States, not just Texas. And that's going to cause beef prices to drive up. And, fires, they burn up crops and stuff too. And you never know what's going to happen. So it's always good to have some food put away, whether you're going to store some rice and dry beans or something like that, even in them 5-gallon buckets like we were talking about. Or if you're going to grow something. But my advice is that no matter where you live, try to do something, to extend your food life, whether you're growing out on a balcony or growing a big garden like we're going to attempt here. This is going to be our first big garden out in the country, and we're really looking forward to it. Well, I appreciate y'all watching me today, and God bless you.